Released August 27th, 2021 by developer and publisher Craft Shop Arts Inc. for Xbox One, PC, Stadia, and Series X. Mad Streets is a somewhat physics-based fighter, unlike most fighting games I've played before. Thanks to the publisher for the review key. Let's see what we have here. Winner! Mad Streets gives me a slight Power Stone vibe. It doesn't play like Power Stone, but based on the layout and having up to 4 fighters duke it out on a stage with destructible elements, grab just about anything and throw it, last man standing style gameplay, that's what reminds me of Power Stone. Also, the highly saturated cartoon style visuals.
Welcome to Gutsford University!
The basic premise of Mad Streets is, you're a student of the Gutsford University, a university where warring factions battle it out to see who will rule the school. You can choose to be a part of the jocks, the frats, the punks, or the bouncers. Pick a side and go kick some ass. Mad Streets offers up several game modes to choose from. We've got Mad Rush, which seems like your story mode. Where the story is concerned though, it's just really silly. Now, I understand the devs were going for the fun, zany experience thing, but in everything there are rules, written and unwritten. While going through Mad Rush, you may find yourself racing to get on a plane, trapped on an island, while trying to take out your competition with coconuts, or fending off angry fans from storming a stadium you're a bouncer at, stealing the opposing team's gear, and it goes on like that. Again, I get it, crazy fun. I probably sound like that one dull guy comparing Crazy Taxi to GTA, but look, it was just too silly for me, and if the overall execution was more refined, I'd probably not have these complaints. I'll get to the gameplay in a few, still on the game modes. You also have Rumble. This would be a versus mode. No story, just pick a character, choose if you like it to be one-on-one or played with bots. By the way, all game modes seem open to 4 players, but yeah, Rumble is a cleaner experience as opposed to several characters on screen at once.
Winner!
We have Random. Mad Streets has a variety of ways to play. It's not just about knocking your opponent out. As you'll notice from the Mad Rush mode, you'll find yourself throwing passed out drunks out of a bar, with all the other craziness I described earlier. So, in Random, you get a mosh pit of sorts, where all these modes are thrown at you, well, randomly. Then there's One Punch, as the name suggests. One strike should be all needed to win a round. It seemed to me like it took more than one strike many times, but whatever. Then we have Stadium. Here's where you freely play all the stages and modes you unlocked so far. You also have a training mode. Let me touch on the visuals. Mad Streets has some very dated but still passable visuals. The characters are huge, filled with as much detail as I could ask for from the art style, but the backgrounds seem noticeably weak. The entire game, like I said, looks dated, like a couple generations back, but had a little more effort been put into the environments, I'd have no complaints, as I do not require Last of Us visuals from every game I play. The animations also rub me the wrong way. The ragdoll physics are seriously overdone to the point where some characters appear mentally or physically challenged, or both. And this being a fighting game, comical or not, the moves all look silly and clumsy because of said overdone ragdoll physics.
Ready? Oh, that was painful!
The audio. I'm not pleased with this either. First, the music is horrible and out of place. Yes, I get that this is supposed to be funny, but like most things, funny is also subjective, and this music does not add any value to this production. The music was quite irritating actually. The only voice acting I heard was from the announcer, who sounds like he's trying to replicate the voice of the Marvel vs. Capcom announcer. I didn't particularly like the announcer in Marvel vs. Capcom, and I don't like this one either.
Ready? Fight!
The gameplay, this is where the final nail is applied. Now, come on guys. I get what you're going for, but this does not make the cut. I like the idea of the controls. It reminds me of a boxing game where you can hit the face or the body depending on the button you press. I like the idea of the physics approach to fighting. I like the blocking. to give it a more realistic feel. I genuinely like these ideas, but you lost me with the execution. The first mode I played was Mad Rush. You're not given the option to choose bots or not, as this is a faction war styled mode. Because of this, my first impression of this game was, what a clusterfuck. There's a bunch of fighters on screen, all ragdolling about. I'm throwing kicks and punches and I can't tell what determines if a strike has successfully landed or not. I can't find a suitable strategy, as it just feels like flail about till you hit something or knock someone out. You're supposed to be able to pick up just about anything and use it as a weapon. But it's more a case of win some, lose some where this is concerned, because sometimes your character may pick up the object you're trying for, and sometimes they just won't. Then there's the camera. This camera just does not give a fuck. It goes where it wants, when it wants. What the hell is this? And in some places where you'd expect transparency, nope. It's like no one checked these things before releasing this game. And each fighter, male or female, heavy or lightweight, they all just feel like clumsy, overweight giants throwing their weights around. There's no speed and precision. Every character I played with felt like their limbs were too heavy for them. They feel so slow and lazy. And every move I execute has me saying to myself, boy, I hope this connects. Then the game glitches a lot. At one point, I couldn't exit the training mode. I had to go back to the Xbox dashboard. Then there was another time after beating a mode, the screen just went blank. I had to restart again. We're also presented with some really long load times. I also didn't see an online mode. When I see fighting games, beat-em-ups, or driving games without online multiplayer, it makes me wonder, especially this being a fighting game where more than two persons can go at it. I think multiplayer would be the main bargaining chip here. Mad Streets, while it does have promise, as it stands, it feels very unpolished, really unfinished. Playing Mad Streets, I see the potential. This coming from someone who doesn't play fighting games casually anymore. I see where the devs' minds are at. I see where this could be a fun experience, where certain issues properly fixed. And I also see where some could very well enjoy this as is. Me? Not in this day and age. I will agree that reviewers and gamers alike have become spoiled and entitled, expecting every AAA release to be on par with Horizon Zero Dawn and every indie game to match standards with Celeste and Axiom Verge. I get that general unreasonable expectation, and that's not where I'm coming from. I'm just judging this release based on my own standards, my expectations, which really aren't that high when I think about it, as I've given many unpopular games a pass, when everyone else gave it a thumbs down. But there's a basic criteria I believe a game should meet before being released for sale. Mad Streets has not met said criteria and needs to go back to the oven for a bit. I hate shitting on people's efforts, as I know even the most basic game out there requires a lot of work. But come on, man. Mad Streets needs to be patched. You guys still got some work to do on this title. And labeling it a party game, fun pick up and play for casuals and hardcore players does not hide these flaws. There are rules to everything. However, this is just one man's opinion. Give it a shot. Form your own opinions. AAA games are all well and good, but many times, if you'd like a truly unique experience, one off the beaten path, then the indie scene is where you want to be. Show your support for independent game developers. Most, if not all, indie games are priced relatively low. Some are even free with the option to donate, so there's really no reason to pass. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's say I pissed you off with this one. Then hey, we all know where to find the various hate buttons, don't we? Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.